everyone, so we are the Group 5 and today we will walk through how education technology has reshaped and how we learn, teach, and connect as a society from ancient oral traditions to the AI-powered tool we use today and what this means for our future.
Evolution timeline. Ancient and medieval. Relied on oral tradition, apprenticeship, and hand-copied manuscripts. Industrial Revolution. Introduced standardized curriculum, mass-produced textbooks, and the classroom model. Green Revolution. Integrated audiovisual like radio, television, and film projectors into learning. Digital Revolution. Emerged with the Internet, Learning Management System or LMS, and AI-driven platforms. Future, advancing toward VR, AR, immersive environments, and personalized AI tutors. Notice how every shift matched what society needed at the time. Before printing, knowledge was rare. Factories needed uniform workers, so we got uniform schools. Now, we need flexible, creative problem solvers, so technology is shifting toward personalization.
Historical drivers and power dynamics. Society. The societal needs for a literate, skilled workforce drove educational expansion, from basic reading for trade to digital skills for modern work. Government. Standardized education served as powerful tool for nation building and social discipline, setting and shared values, language, and citizenship norms. Economy. The shift toward a tech-drive economy required graduates with advanced digital literacy. The World Bank 2023 estimates 70% of future jobs will require advanced digital skills. Inequality. While technology democratized knowledge, it also deepened the digital divide. In the Philippines, only 43% of rural households have stable internet, compared to 78% in urban areas, leaving many behind.
Thinking diagram. So how these parts connect together? First is policy cycle. So government policies dictate educational funding, data rules, and curriculum standards. Example, DepEd's digitalization roadmap. Second is economic impact. So technology-infused education leads to a more productive workforce, attracting investment and boosting national income. Employment loop. Industry needs dictate the evolution of educational tools and curriculum. For evolution of educational tools and curriculum. For example, coding classes become standard because tech companies demanded it. Communication and equity. So high-speed internet access bridges the gap between rural and urban learners, but only if paired with devices and trainings. Communication and equity. High-speed internet access bridges the gap between rural and urban learners, but only if paired with devices and training. Feedback loop. Unequal access creates weaker skills in marginalized groups, which then limits economic mobility and reinforces inequality. We cannot look at EdTech alone. It is a part of a ecosystem. Change one part and everything else shifts. So that is why good EdTech policy must also fix internet access, poverty, and teacher training.
Comparative analysis. Era 4 goal key tools strengths limitations. Industrial era, uniform basic literacy textbooks, blackboards, consistent standards, scalable one-size-fits-all, ignores different learning speeds. Next, green era, mass information delivery radio, TV, films, reach isolated areas, passive learning, no customizations. Digital era, interactive personalized learning LMS, AI, video calls, self-paced global high access cost requires reliable tech, risk of destruction. Next, each era solved problems of the past but created new ones. Speaker notes, each era solved problems of the past but created new ones. We move from too little information to much information. So our challenge now is not just sharing content, but helping people learn wisely.
Technological determinism versus social constructions. EdTech does not force change on its own. People, culture, and policy decide how it is used and who benefits, according to Bitchker et al. 1987. Access versus quality. Giving a student a tablet is not enough. They need electricity, internet, teacher guidance, and content in their own language. Local context matters. Tools made for wealthy nations often fail in the Philippines. Barangays without adaptations, according to Ursula 2021. So next is the ethical challenges. First is the data privacy. Student data collected by apps can be misused or sold without consent, according to UNESCO 2021. Next is the algorithmic bias. Automated grading and AI tools may disadvantage learners with non-standard accents, limited resources, or different cultural backgrounds. Next, the screen and social risk. Excessive use can harm mental health, social skills, and physical well-being. If education technology had never been invented, the global diffusion of knowledge would remain slow, localized, and strictly confined to physical boundaries. We would have struggled for more through crises like COVID-19 pandemic. When EdTech kept over 1.6 billion students connected worldwide, but we must build it fairly, not just effectively. EdTech is a powerful tool, but its goodness depends on us. We must ask, who does this help? Who might it hurt? And how do we make it sure no one is left behind?
Let's proceed to the conclusion. Educational technology continues to evolve alongside our changing social, economic, and political needs. Its development is not simply driven by the desire for innovation, but by the need to address real challenges and improve the way people learn, communicate, and access information. The greatest strength of technology is its ability to create connections and expand opportunities. However, its greatest risk is inequality, especially when some individuals and communities lack access to devices, reliable internet, digital skills, or quality education resources. As future professionals, we have a responsibility to promote the responsible use of technology. We must advocate for solutions that are inclusive, ethical, accessible, and appropriate to the needs of local communities, not simply choosing the newest, most advanced, or most expensive technology. Ultimately, technology should serve people, not the other way around. Its true success should be measured not only by how advanced it is, but how effectively it improves lives, creates equal opportunities, and contributes to the development of society. And that's how it ends our presentation po. Thank you.